Hi, from this problem, we need to find the empirical formula of stannous fluoride. And then we know there are several notes here. Mass percent of compositions is 24.25% of fluorine and 5.75% of tin. To know this problem, to solve this, we need to find the molar weight from the elements. As we can see here, fluorine, there is 19.00 gram per moles, and then tin 118.7 gram per mole. We can see from the periodic table here. And then it's given 24.25, like I mentioned before. And then we need to find the empirical formula. So how to get there? The first one, we need to convert this mass percent to the actual mass by assuming 100 gram, right? And then we need to find the moles of each elements by the molar weight. And then after that, we need to find the ratio by determine the smallest amount of each moles. So we go to the first step. Okay, so as we can see here, fluorine 24.25% divided by 1%. We assume 100 gram, so it's like here, and then the result is 24.25 gram of fluorine. The second one, we know there is tin, 75.75% divided by 1%, 100 gram of tin. So it's like still same, 75 gram as tin. And then the second round, after that, we can checklist this. That means we accomplished that. We need to find the moles by the mass, by the help from the molar weight. As we can see here, we already know the molar weight are 19.00 of fluorine and then 118.7 from tin. So we just calculated it. The first one is for fluorine, so it's like 24.25 gram times we used the molar weights in the bottom because we need to remove the gram. We need to find the mole of fluorine. And then if we use the calculator, the result will be 1.276 mole fluorine. It's 4 SFS. And then another one, 75.75 gram, 1 mole tin divided by 118.7 gram, and if you calculate it by calculator, the result will be 0.638 mole tin. Okay, and then we can checklist this, and then we need to find the ratio, right? We need to find the ratio for the empirical formula by determine the smallest amount of the mole. Okay, so find the ratio by dividing the smallest amount of moles. If we compare from the fluorine to SN or thinned. So we can know that thin moles is smaller than fluorine mole. So this one, we need to choose this one, right? So we can see here ratio of fluorine 1.26 to 1.276 divided by 0.68 mol F. So that will be 2, and then ratio of thin, it could be 0.638 mol thin divided by 0.638, and we know the result is 1. So as we can see here, we can know the empirical formula. We can know based on the moles that we have, but we don't have to start with we don't have to start with FSN or F thin. Because why? Because as we can see here, this is ionic compound. So F is non-metal and thin is metal. By here, we can arrange it by do the thin first and then fluorine after that. Don't forget the moles. So it's 2. Yeah, this is the empirical formula of the question that we have now. Okay, thank you very much for watching. This is the result.